get to the gym. Man, I was really fighting that feeling today. You know, when you know you've got to go and do this, but you just really don't feel like doing it. That was the feelings that I was getting at the house. But it's the last workout of my rotation, so we're going to be doing we're going to start off with some squats, do some shoulders, abs of course. But yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know, I was kind of sitting at the house and I was just feeling tired or something. Maybe it's because it's so cold outside. I don't know. I just wanted to curl up in bed and go to sleep and say screw it and let's finish this tomorrow. But nah, it's not worth it, man. We put in all the work. You know, I think 8 days now. We put the work in. Let's finish it out, finish strong, and then we can go enjoy our cheat day. So let's get in here. Hello and welcome to my channel. We are back today with another workout video. As always, I have provided a workout summary before this screen so that you can, take a look and see all the exercises that I'm doing and as well as sets that I'm doing for each exercise. So that is, again, provided for you guys just as a good reference point and reference point for myself as well. So we're just going to get started here. You can see I'm doing a little bit of warm up. I'll talk about this a little bit more at the end of the warm up. I've recorded some stuff that I kind of talk about it. If you want to warm up, that's up to you. You decide what works for you. This is currently what works for me. Sometimes it can change, may not change. This is just, again, like I said, personally what I prefer to do, especially on this day for squats. When I do squats, my knees aren't that great. I tend to be a little bit more conscious about, warming up my lower body and my lower back as, when you do these movements, you're starting to get it, they can be a little bit tight when I first get into the gym, as opposed to doing something like a chest press or, like a shoulder press or something like that. I do some warm up for those exercises. You don't see that usually in these videos. I don't include that. Usually it's just a set of some light weights or something like that. But I usually do a little something, especially as you get older, just to warm up. It's also winter. So, when I walk over to the gym, it's freezing cold outside right now. So just something just to kind of warm up the muscles a little bit. Some people, get on that, exercise, they get on like a treadmill or elliptical for 5 minutes to warm up. Like I said, it's all up to you what you want to do. This is just what I'm doing to warm myself up before I do some squats. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I want to put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it. All the searching, pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I just finished a little warm-up. That's just something that I like to do personally. I'm not sure, some people, I've heard different opinions on like doing static stretches or not. I like to do it for me because I like to warm up a little bit. So we're gonna start off with squats. So it's the first thing that we're getting into, so my body's not warm. So do a little bit of stretching. I try to, for me personally, I do that kind of back movement so that I can just kind of warm up my lower back. And then I just do like, a couple of, no weight, just body weight squats, just to get my feet placement right and just to warm up my legs a little bit. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo.
I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous. Scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
All right, that was seven reps with the 40 pounds to begin, and then 7 reps with the 45 pounds. So as you can see, we've already completed, one set of squats here. The way I do these is I definitely like to have these are steps, I guess. There's something for my butt to touch. I find that like having a good reference point to where I want to go down to definitely helps, especially with my mind, so that I, have a point where I want to go to at least. I'm also doing these squats with my heels raised. I prefer that. Again, something that I got from the knees over toes guy, ATG, whatever you want to call him. It does take some of the pressure off of my hips for me. It does move a little bit more of it to your quadriceps when you are doing it this way. But I find that for me that, like I said, I have, a current hip issue, that I'm trying to work out with my doctors and stuff currently. So I find that this is a little bit more comfortable for me than doing it traditionally, which I was doing for a long time. So I've moved over to doing it this way. I actually felt really good doing these squats. I think this was right before the Christmas break. So I was definitely feeling pretty good about, the progress I was making. I put these at the beginning of my workout on this day, which is the shoulder day, because shoulder day is a relatively, there's a decent amount of exercises. So putting it at the end of the shoulders, I think I would just be too exhausted to do it. Plus, because it's a big movement for me that I like to get it out of the way first. Like I said, because shoulders is a major day for me. So putting this first really helps. And then we finish out with the plie squats. Again, a little bit more inner thigh activation. It's not something that you have to do, but I like to do it just to have a little bit of a variance. But, it's up to you, how you want to do things, how you want to place your feet and do certain exercises. I have found that this just works great for me.
So it's clearer, hoping there's still time. Let me find a way. Oh, maybe I felt stuck in my crusade. Oh, while you were counting on my first date. So what can I do?
All right, we just finished squats. I feel really good about that. Even though when I came in here I was tired, the best thing about some days is when you feel like you're making progress. And in those squats, that's like one of these days. I felt good. My right hip, lower back wasn't really bothering me. I felt good about the weight because I've been slowly increasing the weight. We finished off with I don't know what to call them. I think of them like plies, like a plie squat or something like that. Something of that nature, I'm not sure. It's just where your feet are angled open to hit a little bit more of that inner. I can never remember if it's which one is the abductors or whatever the other one, adductors, is called. I can't remember the names, but I feel good about it. Makes me feel better about even when I'm tired getting in here. So we finished off. That was, I think we did 10. We did 10 with the 35. So we did 10 reps with the 35 pounds, and then we finished with the 40-pound weights for the last 4 reps. So increasing in that as well. All right, coming into our first ab exercise. This is usually the ab exercise that I do on this day after I do squats, and that this is the ATG reverse squat. Again, I'm doing it with a resistance band because that's what I have access to, as opposed to a cable machine. This is just how I've incorporated. I like doing it at this time frame. Again, not as much of an ab exercise as more of a kind of combination between a hip flexor exercise and some abs. Though I'm telling you, if you do enough of this, you will feel this in your abs, because I definitely have some times where I have a hard time getting up after this because my abs have like contracted so much, and like they start to I don't know the word to use, but like where it's like they cramp up all of a sudden when you're trying to get up and you're like, ooh. So I definitely really do like this exercise, and it's definitely one that I'm gonna keep in my probably routine for a while. So, but again, like I always say, do what works for you. These are just some options for you to, see some different stuff that you might not always see.
You can shut me out, but I know I can prove to you only if you dare to make the walls come down. Now I got you, know that I got you, know that I'ma be there. I'ma be there for you. I'ma be there. I'ma be there. I'ma be there for you. I'ma be there.
Okay, so we have moved into the shoulder part of this workout. So in this workout, I'm starting with the one arm kneeling shoulder press. Now this exercise varies for me this first exercise varies for me each time I do like a different rotation. So I use this one, I use the seated one, and then I also use a standing one. I like all 3 of them, for different reasons. So I just kind of rotate through them. Again, another good reason to have these videos is to kind of be able to quickly check and see which one I did last time, which is, what I really have enjoyed about doing some of these videos so far, is being able to go back and check. But, you don't have to do it that way. You definitely not going to miss out. Like if you want to do seated, standing is, they all have their benefits. So, I'd probably say standing is probably one of the better ones, just because, it's a little bit more athletic. You're on your feet, you can, you get a little bit more ab engagement, but, if you're looking for overall, you want to push a little bit more weight, seated is definitely the way to go. I don't know. I also just like kneeling ones too. So it lets me just kind of focus on that one arm, at a time, as opposed to, lifting both at the same time. But again, it's whatever you like. This is just how I do it. Like I said, I've said before, is I like a bunch of different exercises. So with some of these movements, I just rotate them through. Again, that's up to you whether or not you want to do that.
No I can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Another day to lose control. There's a fire in my bones. My sight gets blurry, pushing back the tears. Should take a leap of faith and face my fear. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Like a volcano. Blow it up like a volcano. What you do, what you do, what you do to me? Can't you see what it means when you're setting free? What you do, what you do, what you do to me? Can't you see what it means when you're setting free? Blow it up like a volcano.
Okay, we finished that up. That got a little bit weird. And that's how I know I'm a little bit tired, is because I was doing that all backwards. So we, kneeling, one arm, dumbbell press. I started out with a 30. I could not remember the weight that I did. So I started out with a 30, and then I started picking up and putting in a 45. Normally I don't do it that way. Normally I would, if I thought I needed to change weights, I would have put that at the beginning and then finished with the lighter weight. So I was a little bit disappointed in that because I couldn't remember, but it got done. 2 of the big movements down, squats and the press, are done. So let's carry on and start doing some of the lighter weight shoulder stuff. The second ab exercise or ab movement of this workout, we are doing the resistance band frog sit-ups, was the name that I was able to come up with. I think it's frog sit-ups is what I saw, and then obviously I just added the resistance band. I'm also holding a weighted ball. Now, after watching this, my my form was not as good as I would have liked on this. You definitely want to try to keep your heels a lot more together. You can see how my legs are kind of coming up here as I'm doing this. I was struggling a little bit with it. Now I just finished a whole nother workout thing, and I think that the next time you see me do this, my form should be a little bit better. So again, my form's not perfect here. I was a little bit tired. I don't know, just didn't go as well as I thought. But again, sometimes that's just how it's going to be, and you need to fight through it and get through it. It's not always going to be perfect or pretty. You do want to try to make sure your form is as correct as possible, because that matters a lot. But there's always going to be those times where sometimes you've just got to fight through it. But that's these. I do like these, actually, especially with the resistance band. I've said before, I do like doing a lot of these ab exercises with the resistance band. it's hard to go backwards once you start using it, because I feel like your strength goes up a lot more with this. So as I've done it without it, and then you just like my legs fly, like if I'm doing lower abs, my legs start just flying up. Um, it's nice to not be able to have to do a huge amount of reps, to feel some sort of activation. So that's why I like using the resistance band when I do these. And I think I'm doing about 25. You can do more or less depending on, what's right for you, what band I'm using. I think I'm using like a medium band. I don't know, it's a green one. All the bands are different and weighted. So, you find one that works for you.
You are my lucky charm. I hold you close in the night in my arms.
Okay, we are into a great exercise here. These are your side lateral raises, dumbbell side lateral raises. There's many variations. You can do it on a machine, you can do it on a cable. I'm just doing them with dumbbells because that's pretty much what I have access to. Like I said, the cable area that I have wouldn't be that great for it. I'd have to do a little bit of tweaking to make it work. So this is just a little bit easier. I'm doing this. I try to really, with side lateral raises, you don't need a whole lot of weight. These are 20s. And these are even a little heavy for me. It's not bad. My form looks, as I'm looking at this now, looks pretty good. I try to keep my arms pretty straight. And then I try to do the Athlean X thing, where he talks about kind of, you don't want to go the other way. Like it used to be like they used to tell you like pouring a pitcher of water or something like out and putting your thumbs down. He's the opposite version where he likes the thumbs up. So I at least try to I don't do it as extreme as he does, but I do try to kind of think about keeping my hands or my thumbs up at least to some degree and trying to keep my arms straight. Do feel that's how I tend to like to do it. Again, that's personal preference. You have to do your own research. But I like the theory kind of behind the Athlean X stuff with, not adding any more impingement into your shoulders while doing this. Again, it also might depend on you, like how you feel when you do it. Like if it bothers your shoulders when you do it, just, keeping your hands straight or whatever like that, maybe try finding that Athlean X video where he talks about, keeping his thumbs up. But all you have to do is Google his, exercises and stuff like that, and you should be able to easily find it. But this is how I like to do it. Again, you don't need to use a lot of weight. This is not an exercise where you need to, be throwing these up here. You definitely want to have some good control. When I start to think about that when it's getting too heavy for me is how much I start using my traps. I try to watch my traps to see how much they're moving and, if they're staying down or not as I'm doing this. So, and that's kind of usually when I'll pick up a lighter weight and, finish out. So, you don't want to really be like throwing these up there to try to get them or only going up a little bit away. You definitely want to, get them up at least to parallel, try to give a squeeze if you can. That might take some time for some people with the mind muscle connection. You can also do this if you're going to even use lighter weight, or a certain way to do is you don't have to come all the way down like I'm doing. It's actually harder if you can, when you get it up and then you can control it down and stop like about halfway and then come back. Here my arms are a little bit more bent, but I'd like to see them a little bit straighter, but not bad overall. And I like to lean forward just a little bit. But yeah, if I've done that before where you only come down, like where you stop halfway and then go up, that really will give you a good burn. Like I said, you don't want to be throwing these up. Like it's okay if you use a little bit of momentum, like on your last 1 or 2 reps. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. To try to finish out. But you could also just pick up some lighter weight, put those weights down, pick up some lighter ones, and burn it out that way. But again, it's all up to you what you want to do. This is just an option, and this is what I like to do currently. My worries fade away, 'cause you gave me your heart in the light of day, in the light of day. 4 sets, 14 reps, all 20 pounds. I don't know why I got so close to the camera. Jesus. And then our last exercise for abs is going to be the Woodchoppers. Again, I like to do this with with a full rotation as much as I can. I really have enjoyed putting the Woodchoppers in. You can see that hopefully over some time that the band will start actually moving down the what I have it hooked to. But yeah, I definitely really feel these in my obliques, especially when you do a lot of the rotation. So sometimes it can be a little tricky just to get it set up how you want it to and how you want it to feel, but I definitely like doing a lot of that rotation. So these have been, I haven't been doing them super long, maybe a couple months if that, which might be long for some people, but like I said, I'm going to keep these in for oblique work. I really like them. And that is a wrap on abs, baby. All right, so we're gonna start this exercise. This exercise, the reason why I'm stopping and taking a break to talk is just in case somebody comes in, I might not have a chance to talk again. But I struggle with this exercise on my left shoulder. My right shoulder is much smoother. My left shoulder, I don't know what it is, if it's just an impingement or something going on in there. Or just, I don't know, just maybe differences between the shoulder or not. But you'll see as I'm doing this, I don't have quite the mobility to get this back. So if it looks a little weird or it looks like I'm struggling, it's because it is. And it's not because of the weight, it's because of what's going on, however my body is composed. So, because this shoulder is fine. My right shoulder doesn't have any problems. It's this left shoulder. It's getting slightly better as I do this exercise more, but I just thought I'd inform you because if you see me doing it, it might look a little bit odd, or it looks like my wrist starts bending and stuff like that. So just so you know, public service announcement. I already went over, everything just a second ago, talking about these, seated external rotation. I think the only thing, that I would probably want to change is, I'm looking at it now. It's not bad. I guess I would just want to make sure I am, sitting, you definitely want to sit straight up and then, chest up when you do this. But this isn't looking too terrible right now. Like I said, this side of my body, I just struggle with for whatever reason. So like, as it starts to get harder, I just need to just double check and make sure my form is, staying solid. But this side, I don't know what, and I can, what it is? I can never get comfortable too on this side, like where to put my arm. On the other side, it just all feels right. Like I know where to put my arm. It feels comfortable on my knee. On the other side, it just doesn't feel comfortable. My wrist ends up bending more than I want it to. Again, this is obviously some sort of imbalance or something that's going on in my shoulder. So hopefully this can help address it. I want to look into possibly just doing this with a band as an option. Standing with a band. I swear that I saw it somewhere. I'll talk about this in my next shoulder workout that I've already recorded, because I was trying to find the exercise while I was there and I couldn't find it. So it is what it is, but this is definitely, doing this exercise is definitely important. I feel like it has helped me with some of that stuff. And then, we move into, an exercise that you probably really haven't seen. This is this is another Athlete X exercise. I did check his video. I do want to change up my form a little bit because it kind of looks more like a drag curl, but this is for your what is the back of your the back area of your shoulder. I can't remember now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I can't even think about it. They're called the dumbbell hip huggers, but it's a rear delt exercise, excuse me. But that is an Athlean X exercise. He really likes that exercise. I'd like it as well. It allows you to load up with a little bit more weight to do it. Again, I'm probably going to adjust my form after seeing that. I'm probably going to keep my hands a little bit tighter to the body, maybe not flare them open so much where it looks kind of like a drag curl where you're doing like a biceps, but I definitely do feel it in that rear delt area, and that's what it's targeting. So it is a good exercise, probably one that you might not have seen before unless you watch Athlean X. So I definitely suggest you give that a try. Might feel a little bit weird doing it because not a lot of people have seen it before, but I think it's definitely worth doing.
You are my lucky charm. I hold you close in the night in my arms. And when we open our eyes, my worries fade away. 'Cause you gave me your heart in the light of day. The light of day.
These white lies got me hypnotized. Get out of my head, get into my bed, I'm broken. It's only a matter of time. Shifting my paradigms. You hurt me, I'm sinking and drowning, and I don't deserve it. Your heart is frozen. The water is rising, and I'm just a drop in the ocean. Slow motion, your
Getting into the last two exercises that we're doing, we're going to be doing resistance band face pulls, and then we're going to be doing some shrugs. Even though I know it looked like I did shrugs, no, that's dumbbell hip huggers. They do kind of look like shrugs, but they're not. Now, I did just change, after looking at, I could not find a good way to do this with a resistance band. I think this was the first time I had done this with the resistance band. So I've adjusted this again in the workout set that I just currently finished. So I did change it a little bit. Like I said, I was having a little bit of hard time, targeting for face pull. It wasn't terrible, but again, this is something that, I do kind of like to look at that stuff and be able to make some changes. Now you see that I'm doing shrugs now, and you can see that I've added dumbbells on top of dumbbells. Again, the most I've got is the 50-pound dumbbell. Sorry, my computer if you can hear that in the background, my computer just like went off. So, but I add, that's a 50-pound dumbbell, and I believe it's a 15-pound dumbbell on top of that is what I'm currently using. So to get me to 65, that's the only way that I can, add more weight to it, or else it really is not that effective for me. Just watch your form when you're doing shrugs. I'm trying to watch mine a little bit more. Like I said, you can always be better, but it's just try to be cognizant of it. Like I tried to find, I watched kind of Johnny Shreve, IFBB Pro. His channel is actually pretty good, especially for some no nonsense. I think that's what he says, no nonsense stuff. He talks about not moving your head forward as you do the shrugs and stuff like that, and to make sure you stay controlled, keep your arms straight, stuff of that nature. So I do try to focus on that. These face pulls didn't look that great, but in the end, they got done. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do them. These shrugs actually look a little bit better. I still move my head forward, but I'm trying to get better about it. It's I've been doing it that way for so long that trying to undo some bad behaviors is always a little bit harder. So like I said, it's good to see it and pay attention to it, and something that I can work on in the future. But that's going to be, I think that's everything for this video. I have a good I have an after workout summary like usual. Obviously somebody was here in the gym. I talk about that in the workout summary, which doesn't usually happen. It is what it is. I got caught here later than I wanted to, where I usually try to avoid people. But, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'm hoping that you can get something out of it. See somebody working out. Maybe it motivates you to get in the gym or stay in the gym. This is definitely the time of year when a lot more people are going to the gym. So, I hope you can stay motivated. Don't fall off from it. Stick with it. It's hard, but, the longer you can stick with it, the better. I think they say it takes about 6 months to start to develop a habit. So, I used to hear that it was less time than that, but then I heard that it was longer, that it really is like right around 6 months is that, it takes to start to actually develop that habit. And that's pretty, like I said, I've been going at this for about a year now. I didn't, unfortunately, track this the whole time, but I'm starting now. I'm gonna do, I think I talked about this before. I wanted to do a video where we go into some of my weight and stuff like that, and just go over goals for the year. I might talk about that in the after summary. I can't remember, but we'll see. So I just need to record it. I actually recorded a weigh-in and some body pictures and stuff like that. So I will do a separate video. But that's all from me for today. Again, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different. We're back at the house. Just finished up at the gym. Feels good to get the that last workout done. You want to sniff? Okay, no, that's okay. Get the last workout done. I got my little buddy here with me. This is Cleopatra. She's just over 5 years old, so I just got back, so she gets happy that I'm back now. So we finished up last workout. Again, feels good. Always feels good to finish up the last lifting day of the rotation. It's definitely a sense of accomplishment, which I enjoy, because it's that culmination of kind of that struggle all throughout the process, and then it's finished. And for me, I get excited because it's cheat day, which I call a cheat day. It's not necessarily a cheat day. It's more of a set amount of time of flexible eating where I'm kind of free to eat how I want, which I enjoy. like it wasn't always this way. Like I said, I've made a lot of progress, which allows me to do this. If you're a beginner, I definitely would not suggest. I'd stay more structured. Now that I've, made a lot of progress, I'm able to afford myself the flexibility, and I don't pay for it so much as far as in my weight, which is nice. So, because I'm continuing to, my main goal is to lose weight and, overall kind of transform the look of my body. So, I've tried to time it around Christmas, which is nice, but, I was able to kind of work that out, which is happy. This way I'm, free to eat, enjoy the holidays, how most people want to do. Enjoy the holidays, eat some cheesecake, which I'm going to do. I'm actually going to make a cheesecake here in a little while, eat some pie, whatever it might be. You're gonna have your holiday meal, chips, dip, whatever, salami, charcuterie, whatever you're gonna do, enjoy it. This one, she always gets a good Christmas dinner. We do special meals for her too. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Adoption Day, we do special meals. So she's gonna get a special meal for Christmas. But as I was saying before, in part of the video, I had a feeling that somebody was going to come in and I wouldn't be able to talk like I wanted to. So that did happen. Actually, really nice guy. I've met him before. He's actually been really cool. I've had Cleo here in the gym with me before, and he was, petting on her and stuff like that. So he's a really cool dude. We were just kind of chatting a bit. So it took me a while longer to finish because we were chatting up and stuff like that. Just a really nice guy. He has a dog too. I've met his dog before, seen him around. Just like I said, overall nice guy. So I enjoyed chatting with him a little bit. Like I said, maybe if I was on a different day, I wouldn't want to stay in there so long. But because it's the end, it was okay. Like I said, last lifting day, so I wasn't really too worried about it. Like I said, slowed the workout down some, but in the end, it was nice to just have a little chat. So but that's really it. We're done. We got a little bit more cardio to do. I haven't captured a lot of cardio just because of timing of stuff like that. Maybe I'll try to capture that cardio tomorrow. And then that's really it. We'll do that last cardio, and then I'm gonna head out to my mom's and enjoy Christmas. We'll probably film a little bit of video on there. I think we're gonna do some baking together, so that'll be new. We just started doing some baking, so I might film us together baking so I can have that, maybe as a future memory or something like that. So, but that'll be cool. Cleo will be here she'll be with us. She loves going to grandma's house. Grandma takes good care of, grandma takes good care of you, doesn't she? Yeah. Is she your grandma's baby? Yeah, she loves you. Yeah, takes better care of you than me. What the heck? And I'm her child. Anyway, that's it. We finished up. Did a little different from the house here. You got to meet Cleo. Cleo's the baby. She's a good girl. Oh, it's like the start of this whatever winter thing that's going on. It's raining here. It's not snowing or anything like that, but it was raining. But it's cold. Like I was walking back from the gym, and kind of where some of the water had pooled, I didn't realize that it had kind of frozen over. I just about nearly threw out my back in the parking lot, walking on the curb or something like that. I was like, holy. Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but you get the idea. Holy crap! I almost threw up my back and fell on my ass on the curb. So that was almost a nightmare, but we made it back. We made it back safe. It's good. Back's a little bit sore because you know how it tightens up when you're like, ooh. So yeah, but that's it. Rotation done. And, anybody who sees this video, I hope you get something out of it. Hope you were able to see. I try to give you different camera angles to, try to give you a different perspective on doing the exercise. Again, also for me, so that I can check my form. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys. Like I said, maybe we'll do some vlogging or something like that while I'm home. I hope everybody's, getting ready, got all their Christmas shopping done and all that stuff, and getting ready for Christmas, because it's right around the corner. So I will see you guys in the next video, and if I don't see you before then, enjoy the holidays. But I have a feeling we'll do a little baking segment with my mom here, before Christmas comes around. So thank you guys for tuning in. Got a little bit long-winded there, but everyone have a good one. Enjoy your night or day, whatever it might be.